My friend, before you is a vehicle that I have to say, now that I've been spending a number of hours with it, is quite unexpected, but at the same time, very, very welcomed. And I'll tell you now, it's absolutely unique. This before you is the all-new Toyota Crown Signia. Now, if you've watched some of my reviews in the past, thank you so very much. I truly, truly appreciate it. But I did review last year the Crown sedan, and in a nutshell, I absolutely loved it. And physically, it's a little bit awkward, but even then, it grew on me. But this Signia, as you can see, is, and I think all of us will agree, it's a station wagon, and that's the end of it. And do you know why I'm so convinced it's a station wagon? Because I learned today that the fact that the rear windows, no privacy glass, in other words, are not tinted, is because in Japan, where this is built, when it's not tinted, it's qualified as a station wagon, not a crossover or an SUV. Therefore, my friends, the station wagon is back at Toyota. There are a number of things very special about this car, like the Crown sedan itself, other than the shape. Now, what's going to happen in Canada is that we're going to get only one version, which is priced at, you'll have to wait for the next portion of the video and I'll tell you how much it is. But it'll only come in one version and effectively be fully equipped. In fact, what you're looking at right now is the new flagship Toyota vehicle. And now, after a number of hours spent with it, I have to agree, it belongs as a flagship vehicle because it does absolutely everything right, or thereabout. Anyhow, in the following video, what we'll do, as we always do, is a few laps of this absolutely attractive vehicle. I can't put it any other way because you see the roof line is just long enough, and it's, oh no, I'm going too fast. Never mind. In the following video, a couple of laps around this thing, and then we're gonna go for a really relaxing, soothing drive. So, as I was just saying, there will be only one version of the Crown Signia that will be sold in Canada, and it is this one, which is a limited trim. In the US, they will get an XLE, so a lower trim. And the only price, well, the base price is $57,450, and then you can add to that a tech package, which will include all kinds of things that I'm not interested in, but you know, it tops out at just under 60 before freight, prep, and all the other fees. Now, as far as the design is concerned, now I'm kind of going to steal this from a few of my colleagues because we've been talking about it for the last day and change. It's kind of like a Prius that mated with a Lexus TX, and its half brother is like the old Venza, which in fact this replaces. So we'll not see a Venza anymore. This is the new Venza. But even so, I mean, the important thing, as I just pointed out, is the extended roofline and the angled glass on the rear hatch. It's a wagon. Oh yeah, okay. So if you want an idea of the overall dimensions, the overall length is 4.93 meters long. So it's almost 5 meters across. It is a big vehicle, but it's nowhere near as tall as the old Venza. And I think it's actually a little bit longer than the previous, than the Venza. So it's got a really wide and well, thick is the wrong word, but it's got a heck of a footprint. But the proportions kind of throw you off a little bit where you think that it's actually smaller than it is. But bottom line, the standard 21s, it is a very, very attractive car. I don't remember all the color combinations, and I don't even remember what the name of this color is, but it absolutely works. And I love the black. There's just enough definition to give it that crossover feel. But what did I say about the rear glass, right? This is Japanese, this is a station wagon, end of story. So this thing comes fully loaded, including power hatch, cooled and heated front seats, heated steering wheel, heated rear seats. And so this opens up to 702 liters of boot space, which is effectively huge. If you look at that, look at the width. I mean, definitely, I think you could probably even fit 2 golf bags across, maybe a third one. At the 60-40 split, it really works out well. And I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't even checked under here, and there is nothing to be done. Except maybe, well, that's where it should be stored. Anyway, okay. So, LEDs all around, also standard. Loads of room in the back. And the bench is actually fairly comfortable. You do sit in. This is a 5-seater, but I mean, the ideal configuration would definitely be, would definitely be 2 and 2. And I said flagship, and that really applies because it's very Toyota. As always, you know, everything is functional. You get the impression that it's going to be durable, but it's quality at the same time. I mean, this is Avalon. I'm going to miss you. Not really. This thing is prettier than the Avalon, but it's definitely a beautiful thing. I mean, you have the contrast stitching, you have the piping, seats are very comfortable. You have the power lumbar support on this side, but you don't get it on the passenger side, which is a little bit unfortunate because Toyota has a horrible, I don't know, most of their seats just lack lumbar support unless it's power adjustable. Now, if we slide aboard, start it up. So you get 12.3 inch digital IP, which is mostly configurable, and a 12.3 inch touchscreen display. But as always, and Toyota figured so many things out so long ago, you have a complete series of buttons. There's nothing that can be said negative about any of this. That's for your wireless charging, cup holders, good key spot right there. Storage is decent, I have to say. I'm twisting. And the dashboard is gorgeous. I mean, I think the only thing, kind of a missed opportunity, is what Toyota's done with the Tacoma and a few other of their vehicles where this is actually a pouch. But otherwise, you know, JBL audio, I think it's an 11 speaker system, is also standard in here. Visibility is fantastic. Look at the gap right there. You can see so well. I mean, it's heated windshield, steering wheel. I don't know. It's just a really luxurious place. Oh yeah, drive mode. So there you go, and they show up right here. As always, Eco is my go-to mode. Normal, I've used it a little bit. Sport, not once, and I haven't configured custom because I don't have that much time with the vehicle. But Eco to keep the revs down because it's still an ECVT. Speaking of ECVT, let's go for that drive. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. The driving the Crown Signia is, well, it's so relaxing. It's not boring, but it's a different mindset altogether. Now, I know I mentioned it's a station wagon, and it is. You cannot convince me otherwise. And I'm excited about that, absolutely. But as it is with other Toyota hybrids and Lexuses, especially, it really, the driving experience is soothing. It's ultra relaxing. And obviously we're in SoCal and the roads are, generally speaking, beautiful. And I don't want to say we're gliding, but it almost feels like we are. The first impression, though, the first thing that I felt or in response to driving the car was how heavy it feels. It reminds me of the first generation Ford Edge. I don't know why, but it feels like I'm sitting on a cinder block that weighs 3.5 tons of pure concrete, which is a reassuring feeling for most people because it gives them a false sense of security. But I believe it. And the way that the chassis was engineered on this, it's all about comfort. And despite the standard 21-inch wheels, I have to say, ride quality is really, really nice. I will say, though, that it's a little bit noisier in here than I would have expected for a flagship Toyota product. Now, this is, in fact, a fairly heavy vehicle. So, and, you know, couple that with the only powertrain available being the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder naturally aspirated system with the rear mounted and the front mounted electric motor. Total system output is 240 HP. Essentially, it's the same thing that you'll find in a Highlander hybrid or in a Sienna hybrid, which is the only powertrain you can get in Sienna. So performance is yes, right? But again, as you drive this car, it's soothing, it's relaxing, you never get excited, and it perfectly fits the character of the vehicle. The one thing that doesn't is the steering. The effort is almost exaggerated. It's extremely heavy. That probably has a lot to do with what I feel, or what I was trying to explain is that I feel like I'm sitting on many tons of concrete, and it's really disassociated from, I don't know, the comfort. It's like Toyota tried to dial in a little bit of sportiness in something that is anything but. What this is, in fact, is all about efficiency. I mean, You'll average 6.2 liters per 100 kilometers according to Toyota, which I absolutely believe, because in a Sienna, which is considerably larger, you can average 6.6, 6.7 liters per 100 kilometers in combined driving, which I have done myself. So entirely believable in this vehicle. What more is there to say? I don't know. The funny thing is that even Toyota doesn't know what this goes up against, because there are no other wagons, I mean, other than, say, an A4 all-road, which is kind of like this, but really not. I mean, over at BMW, there's no 3 Series wagon available. The GTs are gone, or have been gone for a long time. And then that leaves, what does that leave? The C-Class wagon is dead. We don't no longer get that. So that leaves like a GLC and other, you know, large, compact, small, mid-size, whatever, premium crossovers. But nothing looks like this. And I think that's probably one of the best things about the Signia, is that it looks like nothing else. I mean, you know, that the name Outback was dropped on a few occasions as far as competition is concerned, but where this starts at nearly 60, I mean, the Outback tops out at nearly 50. So there's a massive difference in price. And obviously this is not off-road capable like the Outback is. Anyhow, the bottom line is this thing is, it's phenomenal. It's gorgeous. It's a nice drive. It's unique. But I'm going to be honest, and I don't think any younger buyer would ever go for one of these. This is aimed solely at older buyers, definitely. But I still really like it, as I did the sedan. And because it's a wagon, I prefer it over the sedan. That's it. Enough said.